Many hoped that the lessons learned in World War I would prevent another world war. Nevertheless, just 2 decades later, the world descended into a second global conflict. Not long after it ended, 2 works of literature appeared that went remarkably against the tide of despair. They were The Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis and the trilogy of The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. These 2 men had both been soldiers in World War I and had seen its death and horrors up close. Both men lost many of their closest friends to the war. But remarkably, neither succumbed to the cynicism and atheism that was so often the war's aftermath. Their stories celebrate courage, honor, brotherhood, and faith, especially faith. What might we learn from them as we also face a time when faith is ebbing from the world? Following the war, Lewis and Tolkien went on to become university professors. They taught a generation of students struggling to make sense of the world at a time when faith was openly questioned. These 2 men, who by that time had become fast friends, had an answer. Having come through this period with their own faith intact, they had a message for the next generation. The horrors of war had not manifest to them that faith in God had failed, but rather that faith must be viewed in its proper setting. That proper setting was the fallen world, where those who have the precious gift of faith must fight for good against the combined forces of the enemy bent on their destruction.